Hello there, my name is Karen. Welcome back to my channel, where normally I'm talking about hair, beauty, fashion, makeup. But today I'm going to be talking about what we'll call for now homeschooling. Because before I did this channel, I was a full-time home educator. My daughter didn't go to school till she was 9.5, which was year 5 in the UK. We were moving around a bit. She was professionally acting, so it really worked for us. And we absolutely loved home educating, which is a completely different thing to I think what a lot of us are doing now, which is trying to do what the school is setting at home. When you're home educating electively by choice, you can really do what you like as far as the curriculum goes, and of course there's loads of groups and activities to go to. It's quite a creative and way of learning, which can often be very child-led. Now in this instance, this is very much this video aimed at people who are in the position where they've been given work by the school, and it's just really a few hints and tips that can help you manage that, along with perhaps the work that you're having to do at home, and maintain hopefully a happy and sunny relationship with your child. So first of all, I would recommend getting up at the same time every day. You don't have to be quite as early as you normally would, because obviously you're not doing packed lunches or getting ready for work. So, but I would still attempt to be up and working at the same time every day, dressed at the table at a comfortable space, ready to learn. And for us, that's the dining room table, with the computer nearby, which is somewhere behind me, and just a comfortable place where you can spread out, put all the work on the table. Anything that's printed out can be done. Obviously, I imagine a lot of schools will be having some online provision, so you want to be close at hand for that as well. And hopefully, if you've got some work to do, you can be sat doing it as well if the child is working independently. If the child isn't working independently, I would really advise, don't sit there trying to do your work at the same time. I'd try and get the child through doing what they have to do, because if you haven't got your mind on it, it's so easy to get stressed if you're trying to finish something of your own and you're constantly stopping to help the child. So I would really try to set aside a time in the day where you don't have to be doing your own work, so that you can really, as much as you can, give your full attention to the child and helping them through the various stages of what they have to do. I would do the schoolwork first, if you can, if it fits in with your working day as well. So whatever the school has set, be it online or be it on paper or be it particular types of reading or research or projects, I would do that first. And I would start with what the child enjoys most. So in our case, we didn't start with maths. Maths sort of came second. We do English first and then maths next, because to me, that was the two key aspects of education that if you let slide, it's quite difficult to pick back up. So we would start with English. We would then do maths. We would then have a break for reading for half an hour, which was kind of biscuit time, which was always fun. We would then go on to the humanities, and then we would have lunch. Your school will perhaps recommend that you have breaks at certain times and do things in certain ways. I would follow that to the letter if you can initially, and if that works for your child. For us, I found we actually worked straight through very well, because we had so many groups and activities on in the afternoons that we had to really kind of plough through the academic work in the morning. So for us, it would start at 9, have a break to do some reading, and finish just before lunch at 12, sometimes half 11. We would get a lot done during that time, because of course it's one-on-one provision, or perhaps 1-on-3 if you've got siblings. So you're not dealing with a whole class of children. You can really give them your individual attention and help them through the work that has been provided for you. So take it at your own pace and at your own family's setting. You know, if you've got work to do and you've got conference calls or whatever in the morning, obviously you're going to have to do them. And if your child really can only work for 20 minutes at a time, which is quite normal, and then they want to have a break, do it that way. But if you find that they're happy to plough through, again, you can do that. And then you can get some fun things done, hopefully a bit later on in the day. So, you know, when you're having a break, you can read. play outside. If they've got friends on Skype that they might want to chat to, you can do that as well. And obviously here on this particular clip, I'm talking mainly primary age children. Obviously your older children might have a completely different set of work priorities, but here I'm just sort of giving you a lowdown on how I would do it for a primary age child. So have that little break, get back to the work, and then you've got lunch to look forward to. I always had a reward system. I'm going to show you the reward system. And it was these gem boxes, okay? Got those from Tiger. I think they were 50p each, the jars, and then the gems were £1 a bag or something. So there'd be one pot that contained the gems that were there to be given as a reward. And then this is my daughter's pot, still left over from when we were home schooling before, with the gems already in. And so this would be something really to look forward to at the end of the session, at the end of when we were doing our work. And they're non-monetary in the sense that, you know, we're not saying we're going to have £1 a day for doing your work or 20p a day, or we're going to have a toy. It's something to bank up, and you can use those as a special treat, as doing a family activity together. Say when you've got 10 or 20 gems, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll cook your favourite meal. Or it can be a little toy or a gift or a present, however your family works with it. And obviously if you're not comfortable with reward systems, don't do it. But I really found that worked, because I could say to her at the end of the work session, go get your gem, and it would be a signifier that the session had come to an end and it was lunch. But it would also be a way of saying, okay, if you're really playing up, you won't be having the gem today, and I might even take one away. And if she really had a fabulous attitude and put some effort in, she might get an extra gem. So you can play around with a reward system like that, which does help with a lot of children if you're comfortable doing that. The other thing I'd say when you're doing this is don't be afraid to say, I don't know. I think that's a really fabulous thing to do, just to say, I don't know. We don't know anything. And now we don't have to. We have got the internet right there. We can look things up at an instant. So say, I don't know the answer. Let's look it up together. Sit with your child on a kind of child-friendly browser and have a look at some kind of reliable sources. So I'd have a look at the BBC, National Geographic, and have a look at museum websites. Don't rely so much on Wikipedia, because of course that's kind of user generated, so people are adding to that all the time. I would always try and kind of reinforce with my daughter to look at really appropriate, reliable sources, but have fun finding things out. And that's, there's nothing like finding something new out together. I learned so much when I was home educating. So of course the curriculum had changed since the 70s when I was a young primary age child, and it was really great to learn together and to find out things together. So you don't have to know anything. You can find it out together and have fun. In the afternoon, I would have some activities lined up to look forward to, or in the morning if you're working in the afternoon. I'll talk about that on another video, but have something to look forward to as well, so that, it's not just all about the work. If you do find, however, that you're going to work for the entire day with very long breaks in between what you're doing, or have an activity mid-morning or lunchtime activity, that's fine, whatever works for you, but have something to look forward to whenever it is you're going to program it into your day. The other thing that's a really good tip is don't be afraid to stop if something interesting is happening outside. Now for us, we were in the middle of maths one day. It was a really kind of dreary maths thing. I was getting a bit fed up, but ploughing on, trying to be happy. And then I noticed outside we have a tiny little pond, and the frogs were mating in the pond. My daughter was of an age where, we could discuss this appropriately. So we went rushing out at a distance to observe, to look at what was happening. We then went back in and started a little project looking at kind of frogs and lifespans, and, watching and observing the frog spawn, and then the tadpoles, and then the froglets. Really informative. So don't be afraid to stop if something is happening that can really help you, create a little project together. Do get back to the maths eventually, of course, literally within half an hour or so, don't let that momentum go. But, you know, there's all sorts of things that you can do and be quite reactive when you're learning. You don't have to sit there and literally do letter by letter what is being given to you at a particular time if something's happening that will really enhance the learning experience for you and give you something to work on. And basically, my really bottom line on this is try to have fun together. I think, as I say, we're not electively home educating, a lot of us now. This is something that perhaps maybe our children love school, maybe they're really sad at not being at school in the primary years, you know. And for us, you know, we're not working perhaps, and we're having to kind of prioritise this learning, home learning, in a way that might be distracting from our other areas of life. And, you know, it's not ideal, I know, but I think we can have some fun with it. So enjoy being with your child if you can, and helping them learn and watching how they are developing. And it's quite a privilege to be able to do that with them, you know, and to say, oh, I told them that, I helped them do that. You know, you can actually come away at the end of it feeling quite empowered, I think. So try to look at this as a positive experience as much as you can. You can go at your child's own pace to a certain extent, you know, and really help your child develop. And at the end of this time, whenever it is, be it 12 weeks, be it, you know, the end of the summer, we don't know, you can look back and say that you've yourself really helped your child along, you know, and it's hopefully going to be a positive experience for everybody, or as many people as it can be. I'm not sort of, rose tinted spectacles here. It's not going to be easy either. You are going to argue, you are going to fight. We used to do that a lot, me and my daughter, and then we'd just look at each other and burst into laughter, because what can you do, you know? And you've always got the kind of knowledge that the work is being provided by the school. You are legally duty bound to do that. So if your child is getting really awkward, you can say to them, this work has to be done. It is a legal requirement. School isn't a legal requirement, but education is. And, you know, a full-time, in brackets, because full-time on a one-to-one basis is not, you know, 7 hours a day, but a full-time education is a legal requirement. So if they really start playing up, you know, you tell them that they have to do the work, you know, the teachers are looking properly at it and marking it, even if they're not. And, you know, so you've got that to kind of dangle over their head, as it were. So, you know your own child, and the beauty of this is you can work with your own child and use whatever tactics you think necessary in order to get them to work well. Some of this tips and advice will work for you, some of it won't, but I hope this has been of help. If you've got any questions, please put them below on the video, and I will, I'll hope to do a series of these videos, and I will answer any questions as well. But I hope you enjoy this, and that it is a positive experience, despite being something that obviously isn't a choice for many of us at the moment. Take care then, have fun, and I'll see you again soon, hopefully. Bye.